Welcome to the question of the day. Today's question is from Patrick in New Jersey. And Patrick writes, how do I shake the stereotype of being a salesperson? It's a fantastic question, Patrick. Thank you for sharing. Um, I guess my quick answer, I'll give you a quick answer and I'll give you a long answer. The quick answer is don't be. Don't be a salesperson. Don't be salesy. If if you ever feel like you're being salesy, stop. Stop what you're doing. Stop immediately. The goal is not to be salesy. You don't want to be a salesperson. If you sound salesy, stop because either you're doing it wrong or you're doing it right, but you're doing it in a way that comes off salesy. So instead of being a salesperson, instead of being salesy, what I would recommend is serve your customer. If you begin with that mindset of my job is to serve, to help, you won't be salesy. You won't come off salesy. You won't be accused of being a salesperson because your goal is to help the customer, to serve the customer. But the funny thing is, sales will still happen. Like, because you're a trusted expert now, sales will still happen. So it seems silly that you're not trying to sell. You're just trying to serve and help the customer, but sales will still happen because now you're a trusted expert. And that's who people want to buy from. They want to buy from somebody they can trust, somebody that has a good reputation, somebody that is trustworthy, that trusted expert. So don't sell. Don't be salesy. And if you are salesy, stop immediately and serve your customer. I got a couple things that I'll add to this, but I mean, that's really the gist of it is like, don't be salesy. Serve your customer. Have that mindset as a foundation. Everything else will go from there. So, a couple of other things you can do here is diagnose before you recommend, right? Don't come in and just have a solution immediately. You have to ask questions. You need to have a conversation with your customer. So open-ended questions so they can share their experiences, their thoughts, what's going on, right? You need to go look at their current solution and current problem and diagnose that and then create options. And so if I create options, great options. All of the options will work. They're just varying degrees of options. Now I'm serving my customer. I'm not ramming one option down their throat trying to sell it because if I have one option, that's just selling. So diagnose, ask great questions, have conversations, and then based off of those findings, create those options. Now you're helping the customer buy. You're serving the customer rather than selling. Second thing I would add would be transparent with everything. Just be very transparent with them up front, whether that's the risks, the timelines, the pros, the cons. Lay it all out there. Your job is to serve them, to help them make a decision. And that's to weigh out the pros and cons. No solution is going to be perfect. There's going to be pros and cons to everything, but lay it all out there. Even the pricing, getting the pricing out there and being transparent about that pricing and maybe the range of options is fantastic for the customer. Now, I wouldn't do it immediately because if you haven't asked any questions, if you haven't diagnosed yet, like, well, how can you throw out pricing? Because you wouldn't know what options you're presenting yet. But after you've asked your open-ended questions, had those conversations, you've diagnosed, and you're getting to the point of you're going to start putting some options together, you have an idea of what that range is. And being transparent about that pricing can really get you past those that sticker shock, right? Because if I just drop a number on someone, they're going to have sticker shock. It's the right price, but it's still they're going to have sticker shock, and anxiety builds up within us, right? But if I'm transparent about those numbers and I give that range before I go into my options, but I've already built value because I've asked open-ended questions, I've diagnosed, like I've started to put options together. Well, now they have a range, and that anxiety can subside as we move into our options. So be transparent about everything. I would also add educate rather than sell. If you're feeling salesy, it's probably because you're not educating your customer. Explain why is this a problem? Why is this system failing? Why won't a repair work in the situation? Why would a replacement be a smart investment? What are the pros and cons of that? People trust teachers, not salespeople. Slow that pace down as well. So I would add slow it down. Lots of salespeople come in, quickly look, throw out options. We think we have to like speed through this thing. And we do want to be respectful with a customer's time. But if you set a visual agenda and explain what we're going to accomplish today and what that time frame is going to be, that allows us and gives us permission to slow down the pace. Because the stereotype of a salesperson is going to be, we're going to be high pressure. That means fast, right? But if I slow down and I serve that customer, you stay calm, they stay calm, everything goes according to plan then. And we can help them make a buying decision at that point. I would also add, listen, right? This is a simple one, right? We've all heard, God gave us two ears and one mouth, right? Listen, listen like you're getting paid for it, because really you are. As you're asking those open-ended questions, as you're having that conversation with the customer, make sure you're listening and recapping what the customer tells you. Repeat it back to them. Make sure that you're hearing it correctly. Make sure that you understand it, because if you can understand how they're feeling in this scenario, that's worth more than listening to respond and come up with a solution right away. Confirm their concerns, validate their concerns. Most of the time we buy from the person that understands us, right? And so if I have a concern and I state my concerns and you understand me and I feel like you understand me, I believe you understand me, now I trust you. That's how you become that trusted expert. And so make sure that you're listening like it's your job, because really it is. Follow through. Make sure you're following through. I always live by the premise of under promise and over deliver, right? I'm very intentional in when I'm setting my visual agenda or I'm saying whatever I'm going to do or we as a company are going to do, I under promise, but I make sure to over deliver. And so that allows me to make sure that I don't miss anything or that I don't fall short, because we could follow through on 9 things, but if we fall short on one, that's the one that is going to lose the sale. That's the one that's going to lose the customer's trust. I'm not serving the customer in that sense. And so making sure that I follow through on whatever it is that I said I was going to do. Reliability crushes stereotypes faster than anything else. That's how you become a trusted expert. And this is the last one that I would do. I I I treat every customer as if I'm talking to my own mother. I would be honest with my mother. I would be respectful with my mother. I would weigh out pros and cons with my mother. I would ask her questions and listen to what she has to say. And I would, make sure that she feels understood, and I would follow through. I would definitely follow through. Mama taught me to follow through. And so I would treat every customer as if they were my mother. So if you can do all of these things, right, this is what makes you a trusted expert. And if you establish yourself as a trusted expert and you're serving the customer, you won't come off salesy. So that's question of the day. If you have a question, please submit your questions. Let's get it answered on the show. Or if you're a Nexstar member, schedule a call with me. Let's set up a one-on-one call and we can address your challenges, your questions one-on-one, and really customize it to you. So I'm Coach Chris. We'll see you tomorrow.